So all this is still talking about this same Shekinah feminine energy, which is now manifested, and this white boy understands it. And that's why he's trying to stop it. That's why there's a lot of stuff out here talking against the minstrel. Because the minstrel is called the Smin. We got scholarship on this. The Smin rites. In Lost Light, Alvin Boyd Kuhn, the greatest book is back in print now. Is Wise Wound is back in print. The Smin rite, which is pure scholarship, that'll whip anybody's ass on this shit. We ain't got a damn art, we got scholarship on this shit. This particular thing here is that it's called, the key is called the Smin, which is the ancient woman used the Smin of menstruation to stop also incarnation also too, if she wanted to. So it's a book out here. It's interesting about the Wise Wound. The book came out in the 80s, or it came out in the late 70s or the 80s. That book has been out of print for most of the 90s, and it just came back in. Her blood is gold. Gold comes in and goes out. And all of this stuff, the Dragon Time. That's interesting about that too. This book called Dragon Time. And in there they talk about when the woman goes through these mood swings and all of this particular thing. When she goes through these mood swings, that's nothing but melanin is coming through different aspects of the body. It's melanin, latent melanin that she don't get normally in a normal flow, or in a normal function through the blood system. Now what does melanin do? Melanin gives you melancholy. That's where you get the word from. Melancholy, which is this bad feeling. Why is it bad? Because it's such a higher level of spirituality. So the earth plane is so low until the earth plane reacts opposite from it. That's the same shit we were talking about. So when you get these bad mood swings, that's because you have tapped into an alien substance that is so advanced until the earth plane can't accommodate it, and it reacts different towards it. You see? Doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It means that it's so high and this shit's so low. It's like putting a 1,000 fuse bolts through a damn 1 volt fuse. You see what I'm saying? 1,000 volt amp through a 1 amp fuse. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Anyway, that's what this stuff is also talking about. And that's the melancholy and stuff they're talking about. And also when you raise the Kundalini energy, you go through gusts of that. When I was talking about when I went and got in that sleep time. Yeah. Just a little bit. All right, yeah. So we're back here, part 2 of this presentation out in nature. We don't get a lot of these. And this magnificent edifice, the brother and the sister actually put together themselves, right?
That's right.
This is at the house of Melange, and we're doing part 2 of this. Now we're going to a matter of great importance. This particular matter is dealing with what is called the Voudon Chaos War portion of this. But before I get into that, I want to deal a little more on this melanin thing, since I promised to do something on the melanin thing. Well, all my presentation is on the melanin thing, but I thought this was very interesting, and I talked about this in New York the last time. And it basically proves that the melanin is coming from black people, other than some type of fruit or some type of animal. Because and it was interesting because the doctors were saying that it was coming from cows, because cows have pineal glands, and that this thing was bovine. Well, this particular book called Your Body's Own Natural Wonder Drug, Melatonin, by Russell J. Reeder, Ph.D., and Joe Robinson, it proves it. When they talk about Aaron Lerner at Yale University in 1953, that tapped into melanin by mistake. it goes on to say when they tapped into it and all, they needed melanin just to find out what it was. So what they did is they went and got some towels. And according to the research, it took 2,500 pineal glands to produce 100 milligrams of dried extract, pineal extract. So that means the amount that you can sprinkle on an ear of corn. What I'm trying to make is this here. It's, let's see, 100 milligrams is a tenth of a doggone aspirin. So this proves that melanin can't be, the melatonin you have now cannot be coming from cows, because it would take all the cows down there in New Jersey just to fill up 2 shells. If it took 2,500 milligrams to make a tenth of a damn aspirin. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't say melanin, dried pineal extract. You see, that's very key. And that proves it is coming from us. You see what I'm saying? That proves that it was coming from us. Also, it gives you, in this particular book, and I slept on this book because this book has been out since '95, and I used to see it a lot. And one day I just picked it up through mistake. But this was interesting because it also piggybacks on some things I said last year now when I was here. That it said that that during the summer solstice, during the summer solstice month, they came about and they gave black people down in Atlanta, they was selling doggone sodas for 99 cents. 12 packs for 99 cents. And black people was buying up the damn 12 packs too. I mean, having a basket full, hundreds. I mean, just hundreds of people shopping at the same time with baskets of 20 and 30 at the same time. And basically they was talking about because the soda depletes melatonin. And it talks about it here that Jolt, Mountain Dew, Tab, Sunkist, Orange, Dr. Pepper, Diet Dr. Pepper, Pepsi Cola, Diet Right, Diet Pepsi, Coca-Cola, 7-Up, Sprite, Diet 7-Up, Fresca, Highs, Root Beer, Sunkist, Orange, and you get it in so many words. What they're actually saying here is that all sodas deplete melatonin. You see, so this is interesting because those things that heighten you up, opposite sleep, depletes melatonin. Take, for instance, some of the foods that is rich in melatonin is oats, sweet corn, ginger, tomatoes, bananas, barley, spirulina, soy nuts, cottage cheese, chicken liver, pumpkin seeds, instant breakfast. I don't know where you get that from, but turkey, milk, chicken, turkey, chicken, tofu, watermelon seeds. So just, I can believe on that watermelon seed thing now. Almonds, peanuts, brewer's yeast, malt, milk, ice cream, and yogurt. Well, I guess that's, maybe white people get their melatonin from milk. But the point here is, number one, what they have here, because they said that the number one thing that makes it jump off the charts is marijuana. But also, another thing that makes it jump off the charts is tryptophan, which is found in turkey and all of this type of stuff. Now, this is interesting because that's why they had to rush and get the basically tryptophan off the market other than the food. They had tryptophan that used to buy as the vitamin or the drug or whatever. They took it off the market because what it was doing was running white people crazy, too. Y'all so, too. Now, I don't know down here, but let me tell you what's going on down in Atlanta, which is home of the CDC. They got stuff now they call Terminator seeds. And this is a seed that they manufacture, an actual seed, and you can plant a stock, or you plant your crop that year. The seed terminates after 1 year. So when you go back to plant the crop the next year, you can't do that. And plus, the government won't sell the seed for the next year. They only sell it every other year. So the Terminator seed is, you can't save the seed and just plant your own crop. They determine on what you're going to plant. So they got seed technology now, and one of the seed technology is the marijuana seed. Now this is the key. Now the stuff in Atlanta is crack cocaine.
And even though you might grow it, what they do is they put certain components of cocaine in the seed. It's a, you know, the technology they got with the seed. So basically, the stuff they got down there, you smoke it and it preconditions you to crack. And this might be one of the mysteries on why so many black people got on crack, like an epidemic. So you receive the seeds and might grow it in your own backyard, it don't matter. The seed has what substance they want to put into it. So that's the new shit now, is the seed technology. You see what I'm saying also, too? It's the seed technology, very key on how they doing this particular stuff these particular days. Nothing is by accident. This is the Voudon realm, and so let me get into this. Your boy, Walter, this guy that wrote this book here, Reginald Crossley, Voodoo Quantum Leap, Alternative Realities, Power, and Mysticism. And in so many words, Reginald Crossley is saying that all of this new science that they're bringing out, you can find in the voodoo. And like I said, it might have been lost as far as the actual science on how it's done, but still, yet the elements are still there. And what we're talking about here is lost science that the white boys turn around and saying that's just some old crazy stuff, or even evil. There's always a scientific element on how things work, because science and spirituality go hand in hand. It is that the white boy says in his society, you can't have both. You see, if you are a scientist in his universities, you got to stick with that Darwin bullshit that we came from apes. And if you aspire to spiritualism, he puts that in the religious department. So everything is compartmentalized. Everything is labeled in this country. Everything is based on classification. And that's how they separate things. Here's a book called Sally Ann Glasserman, Voodoo Visions. And basically what she did is she took the feminine aspect. Well, I think that she broke this thing down with a visual aspect, and it flows real good because the woman wrote it. And it's not necessarily that thick intellectual piece coming from some anthropology. She wrote it and all, and it's really clear cut. It's called Voodoo Vision, Sally Ann Glasserman, Encounters with the Divine Mystery. And so, in so many words, you can't find no more than 4 books, maybe 5, imprinted one time, and 3 of those books are doggone books from the 1950s on Voudon. So obviously, there's a conspiracy right there when you can't find books written on a certain subject. There's a conspiracy within itself, and the historical aspect is we understand why. Because they got their behind whipped in Haiti with this stuff. In this book, this is one of the better ones you can buy, a smaller book, Secrets of Voodoo by Milo Rigard, R-I-G-A-U-D. City Lights Books, Secrets of Voodoo, which is an excellent one, I highly recommend, by Milo Rigard. And the only reason why we got this one, which is one of the better ones, is because it's put out by City Lights Books, San Francisco. They were the people, that was the group of people that was behind the whole gay movement. And this was their bookstore, so they're used to being kicked in the butt over a lot of alternative behavior. So therefore now the gays actually run the country, or at least San Francisco. So therefore they can, by them starting out a resistance group now, they can print material.
They run the Department of Defense too.
Yeah, it could be. They can put out material that they want now and stuff, so they don't have to be threatened by the government. So I guess, you know, I guess they figure that they're on limited time anyway, so they put out this particular book, Secrets of Voodoo, which is an excellent book because the book goes into back again with that great mixture. that we talk about. And this book goes into how many different systems that is involved in the Voudon system. See, Voudon is a combination of, in here, they have about 15 African tribes. The Naga people, the Igbos, the Congas, the Dahomeyans, the Senegalese, the Hausas, the Kapiles, the Mandingees, the Mandanguas, the Angolese, the Libyans, the Ethiopians, which is the Egyptians, the Malachis, and different tribes that they talk about, all fused together. So what you have is it's just like a chemical reaction, a very powerful tool, because remember, these entities are no different than energies. And when you fuse them together, you get several reactions. Because it's coming from so many other different tribes and not just one system, you have a very strong aspect. And they said that they literally, to get the process that they wanted and the power they wanted, they used anything they could get that could work. Because it was spiritual also, too, because you was dealing literally with scientists. Now, in Reginald Claus's book, Voudon Quantum Leap, he goes on to say that he has counted as many as 25 different African nations, other than Milo's 14. Anyway, which we talk about in some of the most powerful spiritual practices on the planet. You see what I'm saying? This is a quote coming from the Voudon Gnostic Workbook, which is the Voudon Gnostic Workbook. It's been out of print since the early 90s. It's probably the only deep esoteric aspect of that particular book is the Voudon Gnostic Workbook. So here's a quote out of it. I am an old king, which is very powerful spirit and magician, and I am the master of the words in the island under the sea. The hoodoo spirits, or the who spirits, are my subjects, and I am a king of the spirits on my island, and I am very powerful, God of voodoo. To the hoodoo, I am the great king of the dead, Papa Nibayo, and also called Gede, or Gedes. The dew spirits are my subjects. Now he's trying to explain a different portion of the particular entity that he wants people to worship, called Gede, or Papa Gede. Which also it goes in, and I know this happened to work. If your little peewee don't get up and it won't rise to the occasion, you just call on Papa Gede a couple times and it'll seem to pop on up. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So I had to do that before. For sure. Because I just got out of a 7-year relationship. And believe it or not, in 7 years you better be innovative or your ass will be through. Same thing looking at you every day, shit. You gotta come with some fantasy or something. You know. I just don't screw till you get real horny. You see. And you notice how the times kind of dwindle down after a while, which in actuality is supposed to happen any doggone way. You know what I'm saying? Especially if a man is just ejaculating every time. You don't supposed to be doing it every night. You see. Supposed to be doing it every night. You see what I'm saying? But like I say, you also deal with this because they like rum. Now, these things you got in the front here called veves, or bears. And what they are, it basically is science in this. These energies are drawn to the sigil that you draw out for it. So, it's just like you got a keyboard and whatever numbers you match, or whatever button you match, is whatever energy or whatever number or whatever type or anything that you get. You get it from the keyboard or whatever. It's the same thing with these Voudon energies. The one in the middle is Legba, and there's one over here called Azuli, with the heart, which is the goddess of Voudon, the goddess of love. So whatever, so basically what happens here is, when you pull these veves down, or the veves, what happens is that energy is drawn to that, especially if you draw it out in white cornmeal. Plus they like rum too, so you always deal with the whole rum thing when you're calling out the spirits and all. You can spit 4 ways like I did also too. So also we have the South Carolina Voudon link called Roots. And there's a book out called The Blue Roots of South Carolina. Finally, they got this book out, put out by Lou Ellen publication called The Blue Roots. And it's actually dealing with, someone did a scholarly work on, or whatever they could get out of the root system of South Carolina down in the Gullah Islands and stuff. All part of the leftover indigenous African cultures also. Now, it's the second time that's happened. Now, what are the odds of that happening twice in a day?
Yeah, this is across the street, the emergency.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what was up. Okay. So this is one reason why they have to hold South Carolina down. South Carolina having more blacks than any place in the country. And also, this is not by accident that this whole flag shit went down at the first of the year in the same place that they got the whole root system, which in actuality is the only unique African language, the Gullah, the Geechee, and this particular system in the United States that's left behind, other than the Voudon in New Orleans, which is unique with Melanin Voudoun, who basically popularized it. But we're talking about the system, the root thing. You best believe that this whole flag shit was there to stop some type of energy or something. Anytime they're pointing this way, to get your attention, there's something over here that they don't want you to see. And so basically, it could have been a mass genocide plot that went down, and they killed off a whole bunch of black people. You see, but they got the science to divert that attention that particular way. You see what I'm saying? Nothing is by accident. Nothing is by accident and gets coverage. Some people have been marching on them flags for 20 years and didn't get the coverage, and they just be a nigga out there with a fucking sign. They got one in Atlanta. He stands out every day with a sign, and he's been doing this shit for damn 15 years, if I know of. Now, they're getting ready to give him attention, and they'll blow the whole shit up in Georgia, and they can divert attention somewhere. You see, and this is what they're doing. But best believe this Voudon or this roots in South Carolina is one reason that they had this particular march, and there's the name of this book is called Blue Roots, African American Folk Magic of the Gullah People by Roger Pinckney. Roger Pinckney, $12.95. So that's one also dealing with that. I'm from that area, and I got a connection with that shit. I know, I'm from South Carolina, and roots is real big around my way. I want you to check out the movie The Believers. Get that movie again. The Believers, 1978, with was from Martin Sheen. Excellent movie, and get that particular movie, because that particular movie shows this brother that is born in Africa, comes to the West, and these white people are sacrificing their children around him because they believe him to be the new Messiah. Well, that's not far from the truth, because they know the Messiah, or the Messianic energy, is coming up out of us. They also know it's going to come out of one of the traditional African things, either the Camite, the Yoruba, the Voudon, and in this particular case, it will be something that's new. The Voudon is one that's new because they mix several things together in the mixing bowl. So the movie is authentic, based on how things is supposed to line up. You see what I'm saying? Was supposed to line up. It just that I don't think that it would be an actual African I think that if it's going to jump off with us. Because we're the ones that's privy to the information. You see what I'm saying? But in that particular movie, that Voudon Messiah, they showed that in the movie, what they call Apollo Manombe, which I'll get into in a few minutes, which is in actuality another darker side of Santeria. And what happened was in the movie, they were saying that they was practicing Santeria, and come to find out, they say, no, this is Apollo, the dark side of Santa Maria. You see what I'm saying? Which is found in Puerto Rico. We'll get into that in a few minutes. But anyway, that dark side, there's hardly no books on it. I got one book on the whole thing. One book on the whole thing. And so what I decided to do in this Voudon Chaos War, I started a series of rituals, was I decided to take the Palo Manombe from Puerto Rico, which was the Africans in that area, take the Macumba, which is from Brazil, the Africans in that area, and take the Voudon from Haiti, and then a form of Santeria, a form of Yoruba, and cross them shits up, just like you cross up, put a whole bunch of shit in a pot, and brew up some shit. So, cross it up. Now, my Voudon experience was, I did a major Voudon ritual on the 19th of February. On the 19th of February, and the shit paid off. 19th of February or March. But what happened was I told them to eat from my body. As they eat from the melanin and get stronger, as well as them being in my body, I get stronger. So that night after I did the ritual, they were all over my body, running around. It was like a little thousands of people all inside my body running around. I started laughing and shit because I was happy because I had hit gold after about 6 years or nothing. So shit, they had started killing the nigga, I'd have been happy. Because 6 years or nothing, I say anything not to wake up tomorrow and this shit don't work. So they were up in the body and stuff, and they stayed with me about 2-3 days and all, but I didn't give them no water and like starved them to death. Or they like to damn near dehydrated and shit, so they had to get the hell on. And get the hell on. And so this time, I did one recently, and what happened is I didn't feel the same effect because I guess that they had purified the body enough the first time that I didn't feel the same effect. I also believe this time that I did it, they came again and I started losing weight. And I think I started losing weight based on these particular entities up in there. But I'm coming to find out more and more about the science on how this stuff actually works, and I believe that they gather together based on the amount of semen you got. So there's no difference between the word semen and demon. All this shit is related. So when Solomon, which is Osiris, binds the demons together in the mythology of or what they call the assembly hall of Hall of Judgment of Osiris, I think this is done based on the chastity or the tantric aspect that you get based on not spilling a great deal of seed. I think the maximum you're allowed to spill is probably a little teaspoonful. It's probably a little teaspoonful. Or something like that. That's what they said?
Spring or summertime, not in the wintertime.
Not in the wintertime. So did they say you could just, it could be a teaspoonful, or did they say it just, you can basically expend more than a teaspoon during the spring or summer?
Based on your age, they have a chart of how much. Based on your age, they have a chart of how much.
Yeah.
You should
Yeah, the age thing.
per month.
Right, per month, right. Yeah, it's got something to do with it's got something to do with that also too. Because what we're talking about here is like I said, my girl, My girl did the ritual, did a ritual on, we first did this other ritual on the night of Super Bowl night when they had the whole thing going down with between the Titans and the Rams, and then it's funny that the damn Rams, which is the sacrifice animal, ended up, the Titans, which was the gods, was sacrificed to the animals, and that's some backward shit. But I knew if the Titans got in the Super Bowl, they would lose, because that's all the part, but all that shit is fake, just like that fake-ass NBA final shit. The Portland Trail Blazers and how this boy, Reggie Miller ain't missed a shot since 1988, and all of a sudden this nigga just stopped shooting in the damn playoffs and get, what, 1 or 2 points in a whole half? A damn gunner, a shooter. Even if he put it up, it was bound to fall. So you know that they was running some bullshit on people. And anybody that ever played basketball, they said you could really look at that shit was all set up. It was really fake, you know, and stuff. So I'm just saying. But anyway, I did a ritual that night, and after we did the ritual on Super Bowl night, my girl said, well, I think it's time for me to leave. She knew then it was time to get up. Her time, our time together was over. And it wasn't a breakup or anything like, you know, mad and stuff. It's just that she had to get out on her own and stuff like that. No. You know, so basically what happened is, by her leaving about 2 months ago, I was able to have a build-up, not by choice. You see? Not by choice. You know what I'm saying? So as a result, that also worked and tapped into also to this particular build-up of these particular energies. So I'm finding out now that a lot of these energies do work through semen in that particular aspect. Now, one of the most powerful rites in the voodoo energy is called the petrol rites. And the petrol rites is the rite of the spider. And I think I got a picture up with one of these pictures on this bowl. It's the petrol rite, the rite of the spider, which is supposed to be this secret society, which is some of the most powerful voodoo and the most deadly form of voodoo. Now, you can get an aspect of that, a rendition of that in the movie The Phantom. Billy Zane, the movie, not Phantoms, but The Phantom, Billy Zane movie. It came out in 96. And in that movie, they showed they had to track these 3 skulls to a remote island in the Caribbean. And the rite, or the secret society, had a spider web as their emblem. You see what I'm saying? So that rite of the spider, they were actually talking about, they said it was the Bermuda Triangle, but in actuality, it was also talking about Haiti and the petrol rights. And like I said again, this is the reason why they don't let the regular hoity-toity Haitians into the country. You know what I'm saying? When we say, you know, we call them here the bourgeois and the hee-haw. But you know, this is the hoity-toity, which just means the common folks, the pure people, and not the indoctrinated people. You see what I'm saying also, too. So the movie Phantom comes out right after 1994, when the U.S. Haitian takeover went down, and the Voudon community attacked the soldiers, and they turned the guns on each other and killed them. And they said it probably was thousands of them that died. You see what I'm saying? There was thousands of them that died. Now, they only have one book in the whole Voudon thing that really goes into the deep occult aspect of it, where the guy did the work and lined up the occult thing, and that's the Voudon Gnostic Workbook. The Voudon Gnostic Workbook also, too. But it's 700 pages of stuff that you basically, man, you gotta have hours of occult study just to even get through this shit, you know. So you don't end up being as clear on it if you're not a person that has studied the occult for quite some time. Also, too, but there's also the book Urban Voodoo that came out in 1996. Urban Voodoo, which I think is all right. It's just that this particular book here, Urban Voodoo, by Jason Black and Kit Christopher Hyatt. And it's a pretty decent book, and I just think he's going through a lot of his experiences with the voodoo other than going deeper into the science. So there you go again, it fails to capture the occult aspect that is being looked. But see, one of the keys to this is how you do these rituals now. Is the most powerful ritual is one you make up yourself. And it's like I had a brother named Darrell Rice, said the cracker made him mad. He said he just made up his own ritual and fucked the cracker up. Well, this sister named Shakira out in California was born the same day I am. I'm November 28th. She's 68 and I'm 38. And so she just started making this stuff up herself too, and it's starting to work. Especially when somebody's 68 start doing some shit. You know goddamn well they gonna come to her and do some shit. You know what I'm saying? She done got enough time on this motherfucker man to demand some shit. You know? Plus also the spirits also know saying, now look at this now. A woman this age, she could very well be around here with some white shoes on, toting some damn Bible and shit with some old wrap around her head and a fucking tambourine. So now what we gonna do now? What we gonna do? You know, she'd be like this sister got a damn Jesus mobile down there in Atlanta, man. That shit got Jesus all over it. And she drives and had this gospel music and she be playing the tambourine and driving at the same time. Say, look at this fool here. You know, got her a Jesus mobile. But anyway, it could be one of them fools. So whatever she does, the spirits is gonna line up behind her because she could very well be somewhere and all with T.D. Jakes and all that so crazy ass shit out here. You see what I'm saying? So the guy that built this big church out there, Fred Price got so jealous, he knew he had no $75 million to top it, but he'd already got Pepperdine University. So he got so jealous, he ran out and bought him a fucking DC-10, one of them big-ass airlines. Now I say, look at these niggas here under the so-called the Lord. Just buying shit. And I told them out in California, I said, you know, we're going to have to kill these preachers, too. The ones, you know what I'm saying? These doggone Negroes out here, just literally got a doggone circus going on, you see. But the movie Witch Hunt deals with the voodoo thing in the 1950s, where they go in and say that they used a lot of magic in the 1950s to so-called get new ideas and stuff like that. Now, it's interesting because the movie came out in 1994 and it was putting the black woman on trial, Cheryl Lee Ralph. And the movie came on during the same time that they went into Haiti. It was showing. So everything is done for a certain reason. You see, it came on during the same time. They was going into Haiti with this Aristide shit. But you know that they had the guy on 60 Minutes who was the guy that they were supposed to go in to put Aristide back in and out from the country. And he said it was the government over here that put him into the country. So they're playing both sides to the middle. They go and take this man, put him in the country, kick Aristide out. Aristide goes running to the United States government. And they come in and bring him back in and kick the other man out and lock the other man in jail. You see what I'm saying? And both of these niggas ain't figured out yet that the white man is the damn devil. You know. But then again, that's how it goes. So, the dark side of Santeria is some stuff called polymenomia. Polymenomia. Now, I'm going to get another book for you right quick so you can see something here. This book. Now, polymenomia is the dark side of Santeria, probably what got the most juice. So anytime you hear the dark side and scientifically would just be the shit with the most power. In so many words, it'll be the gasoline, other than the water. You gotta know the difference. Of course, I done went through all these systems, and if they so damn dangerous, why I'm still living? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I crossed them all up. You know? Then cursed them out and disrespected them. You see, that's a part of the groove. But anyway, this book here called GURPS, Voodoo Wars, Steve Jackson Games, GURPS Voodoo War. GURPS is the name of the game. They sell these in the comic book stores. Now, this particular one is talking about how these people have to fight the Illuminati, these black and white youth or teenagers in the future have to fight the Illuminati by banding together to use Voudon to fight the Illuminati. Meanwhile, Illuminati is using Palo Manomi. Now, the chief god of Palo Manomi is a god called Zarabanda. Now, Zarabanda is the god of the dead, and his saint is Elegba. But for some reason, they are scared of Palo to the point whereas they want to pit the Voudon against it. Here's a book called Palo Manomi, The Spirits and Rituals and Spells, The Dark Side of Santeria, by Carlos Galdino, so that's G-A-L-D-I-A-N-O, and his name is in Montenegro, M-O-N-T-E-N-E-G-R-O. Carlos Galdino Montenegro. He got that Negro right. And the chief god is called Zarabanda. But it's interesting because one of the chiefs, the name of they have a Christ figure in here called El Cristo Negro, which means the Black Christ. Now, how is it that this particular religion can remain over in Puerto Rico? The original Santeria people get rid of it, and then we look at it and we get El Cristo Negro. You see, if something is untouched, you just can't put some new shit in there like that's some black people. No, you got rid of the shit. And now they got El Cristo Negro in there. There's another key. It's just like the Rosicrucian has the word Chrysomelos, which means Black Christ. And they just took this word out of the English language and the German or whatever language, out of the Latin language. You see. And so then we get this Palo Manomi, one that's cast away, and we get the El Cristo Negro. But it's interesting how this GURPS Voudon, they telling people, they training the people against Palo Manomi, and in actuality, the two go hand in hand, and any other thing you can get your hand on, it's an active spirit. Now, how does this work? You have Macumba in Brazil, which has a guy by the name of A-E-X-U, Master of the Head. The same people that put out City Lights book, put out Seekers of Voodoo, put out a book called Macumba, also too. It's interesting here because all this stuff coincides. Wayne Shorter, which was, the saxophone player from Weather Report and had his own series of albums, put out an album called Phantom Navigator in 1987. Excellent album. But one of the songs on there is Yemenja, which is also, I mentioned it in Dogon, Yemenja represents the Sirius Sea, which also represents a form of Mayat and a form of what is things to come, the star of woman, the new home of the black race, the Shekinah, the Tikkun, the Mayat. So now, what's going on here is this. Let me see something. Let's see if I got all this right. Zarabanda is also Ishu or Legba. And so, what's happening here is these spiritual things is mixed together. But what makes them powerful is this. You go to if you go to the store, you'll see a whole bunch of books on magic. The problem here is, at some point in time, that magic will stop being practiced based on the breakdown of the system or the degeneration or the invasions or something. These spirits, it's just like you see the Chinese say, they got to put out a candle and build an altar for a person when it's newly departed, because it's got to, so it can know who it is, or else it turns back into this ultimate vast form of shadow matter. Vast form of shadow matter. So, this, so what happens here is, these spirits, once the system has stopped being worshipped, these spirits, they have to go to the next system that can be worshipped, that's close to call their name, or the name that they can identify as theirs, or else this intelligence, they go back into the realm of the shadow matter. So therefore, the African systems, being the oldest, are some of the only systems on the earth that they didn't have this discontinuation going down, where they had an invasion or something, or they had just straight up die out of the priesthood. And so therefore, these ancient systems can keep on functioning, and these spirits get more and more powerful. Unfortunately, about Europe is several alchemical components, the astronomical components, and different things are lost. And it didn't have the ingredients of being mixed together like all the other ones, like mixed together like your stuff in Haiti. So which makes the Voudon one of your most powerful ones. Make it one of your most powerful ones. It's based on the mixture. But these entities have to go to other systems, existing systems. So when you see a lot of the magic that they show in the stores, a lot of that stuff don't work for the simple doggone fact there was a break in the system. But only things those things need is to work is you just deposit or you redeposit this Voudon energy. So if you want to make some Hebrew stuff or some Camite stuff that you might not think is powerful, the only thing you got to do is redeposit the Voudon energy or an existing system that is working. So what we're talking about here is an advanced form of doggone science here, you see. Erzuli is the chief god in the Voudon, which is also a form of Maya, Sirius C, and she also represents the dream realm. A Legba can be traced back to also a Hecate or Hecates, which is called Heket in Hemmitt, which is also a form of a Legba, which might be masculine, but we got Heket in Hemmitt, which is feminine, and we got a connection with a Legba being traced back to that. Also in the book, The Rotting Goddess talk about that. The lowers, the name of these entities are called the lowers. And the lowers is shadow matter. The same stuff they call dark matter out in space. That's what the Reginald Crosley is dealing with in his book, Voudon Quantum Leap. Shadow matter is the black cloud that I was telling you about on the first portion. That's behind the whole Hale-Bopp thing that went down. And the stuff that they're showing, or the stuff that they show on Nightline. You see? So there's a connection with this Voudon energy that can be lined up if you become the practitioner. And becoming a practitioner to take it out of something where you're in the realm of initiation, where you need a whole lot of training. Basically, you just write your own shit and make up your own shit. And you get the general thing on how to do any rituals with some candles, some libation water, the rum, or whatever, you know, and stuff, you know, and basically it's, but how you make up your own stuff that you want to do, and you add these Voudon energies to it, you just receive the energy, you can direct the energy the way you want to do it because you are the new priest. And the best ritual is the one that you demand yourself. So we have backup on this because the black cloud behind Hellbach is basically what these lower spirits are. So the link here is you got the black cloud, which is projected out in space, which is a reflection of some shit going on inside of you. And you have the actual remote control based on the ritual you do and based on what you want the ritual to do. You got all this power around you. You see, they talk about this black cloud or smoke in the Greek version of Typhon. You'll find it in Robert Temple's book, The Sirius Mystery, where they talk about this vapor or this cloud. The black cloud is also on the spear of the Kabbalah is Darth. The black cloud is shown in the movie Fifth Element. Remember the black cloud came and they said this evil comes and it don't want no money, it don't want no power, it just wants to destroy your ass.
Light 'em up.
Now, the fifth element in the movie in actuality was the Shekinah. And they reversed it and they used the holy feminine energy to destroy the black cloud. But in actuality, the feminine energy and the black cloud in reality go hand in hand. So what they did is they took the holy Shekinah or the Mayat, used the light of Mayat to destroy the black cloud and keep the damn earth going. When in actuality, it's the other way around. The black cloud shoots the fucking ray and destroys the doggone earth. So they reversed the polarities on us on that. But remember that the woman up in there was the feminine energy. That's why there had to be a woman. You see what I'm saying? And they was really not bullshitting when they put all this out with the fifth element because to them, that is reality. If this was an illusion, then a movie could very well be reality. The black cloud is also shown in the movie Life Force as this thing behind it was Haley's comment in that particular part. The black cloud is shown in the movie as the black monolith in the movie 2010. You know, the one that came out in 1984, 2010 with Roy Scheider, which is the second part to 2000, what's that? 2001. Well, 2001 was the name of the first movie, ain't it? Well, shit. If they predict that right, it still ain't got no time, because hell, 2000 back home. So that might be something right there. The black cloud was in the movie. The black cloud is also known as the Black Cross. Now, the Black Cross is that cross you see there, which is a lead bar in front of you, is also a form of the Black Cross. And you saw it in the movie Vampires with John Carpenter when the vampire was trying to get the Black Cross to set up the relic so that the vampires could walk in the day. But all the vampires represent is the hidden substance on the inside of us that can walk in the day outside of the physical body and take over the universe. You'll see that in the movie Wishmaster 1 and 2. He say the jinns walk the earth again. That ain't nothing but pure melanin. The Black Cross is a lead box. The Black Cross is also in the Enochian system. They talk about the Black Cross also, too. The Enochian angels is nothing but the lower. The black cloud is also called the layer of Apia. That's the realm that we are in now, the realm of the Great Mother. That's why the white boy is trying to go and get his seed up in her. Because he now wants the black woman because he knows that she's getting ready to reign supreme. And it might be some kind of harmonic shit that he got the black man turning from her ass. You know what I'm saying? As well as mind control and all this other stuff like that. But it's very key. It's critical times on how stuff is going on this way. But there's a black realm that they talk about, a futuristic realm of Osiris in Budge's Osiris, the Egyptian resurrection, called Seker, the god Seker, the death god. Also, the death god Seker is also the black cloud. All this shit is tying in, which is also inside of us. The death god Seker, which is the black cloud, also in Robert Temple's book, when he said that Well, after the Dogon did this Sigi ceremony, or what they call a Hemmitt ceremony in ancient Kemet, well, what was going to happen? He said what was going to open up the ship, or the death ship of the god Seker. Then all of a sudden we hear the Alpha-White people saying it's a ship behind Hellbound. The same people, Courtney Brown and his crew, Lieutenant Ed Dames, do the remote viewing at Emory, say it's not a ship, it's an intelligence, it's a black cloud. Jung says that there was a dark cycle coming in his whole thing. Jung talked about it before he died. And so what we have here is literally the manifestation of this shit going down. The black voodoo messiah warriors, Awas, Zartharus, and Nirlib-Hotep. You heard me talk about Awas. He's connected to the whole Voudon aspect. Osiris is supposed to be the body put back together in the West. And now we got this big cloud and stuff. All of this stuff ties in. Osiris' name means the West. The West is a great mixing of alchemical souls in the West. That's called the gathering of the alchemical souls in the West. The gathering of the masters. And in so many words, that's what we've been doing on the East Coast and now the newly found West Coast for the last 10 years, is gathering in small groups, unbeknownst to the masses, but still yet it's a gathering of the masters. Highlander talks about the gathering in the West, and there can only be one. That's the one covenant. The pineal gland is the one. You see what I'm saying? Is the one. So the black consciousness that we have gathered together has created the black cloud, which is the same lower energy that they talk about, as well as the movie Ghostbuster Part 2, where they put the stuff in the toaster and the stuff starts dancing around. That's melanin. And then they say if it gets mad and angry enough, it takes over the world. But it only takes a few of us to get tired of this shit for this thing to be over with. You see, that same slime is called the slime of Kim in Crawley's Holy Books of Thelema. That same slime, they made it orange, but you know they talk about that kind of pink stuff. That's melanin. They put, one thing is a violent thing where it's taking over the world because all this negative energy. On the other thing, they put it in a toaster and it started dancing to some Jackie Wilson. So, that's very interesting. The black cloud, like I said, revealed on ABC's Nightline. That means we're really coming close to this particular thing. You see, this is and so like I say, the black occult consciousness in America is what manifested this shit. From the Afrocentric movement up to now is what manifested this particular part here. But it is nothing but the inner self, the return of the serpent, Damballa and Ada Wado. Damballa and Ada Wado also. Now, Michael Beltu, Michael Berdiax, but it's actually pronounced Michael Beltu, who wrote the Voudon Gnostic workbook, he said that Haiti is a leftover island from Atlantis. Well, I got a channel on that, and they got the same thing. So we talking about some type of energy vortex down there that they are saying is in the Bermuda Triangle, but hell, the spirits is over there in Haiti also too with this thing. But remember, we now can be the new Hogans. The Hogans is the Haitian priest. They usually use the stuff for, they used to use this particular stuff for some type of resistance and healing. What we're talking about is taking this damn voodoo energy and using it for fucking offensive. When you do shit offensive, that means you don't do shit after the government strikes. You just wake up one morning and say, I'm going to tear up some shit. And do it. You see what I'm saying? Atlantis, in actuality, is also a form of the subconscious of the mind. It sunk up under the floor of the consciousness, the subconscious mind. It sunk under the floor of the consciousness also. So he also, in Michael Beltu's book, he also, this cross here you see in the front with a leg bar, he also has a thing what he called Osiris, a leg bar. Gate 8 in Voudon is also the god of death. And the god of death. Now it's interesting because Milo Regard in his book, he said, and this is in the 1950s, he said that this whole Voudon energy comes from a primordial point or a circle, which is also saying that it is the black dot or the melanin gods. Well, it's interesting because Reginald Crosby in his updated version calls it shadow matter. Calls it shadow matter. Damballa in 8080 is also a form of Leviathan, the dragon, the Tiamat, and Maya. So Damballa in 8080 is seen as two twin serpents. That's also talking about this Kundalini energy inside of us, breaking this Voudon thing back down to the physiological aspect. The black cloud that we're seeing is also known as seen as Leviathan, the great dragon that they talk about in the Bible, and also, but Leviathan is also represented